Happy fall, everybody. The weather's getting colder, the days are getting shorter, and a lot of spooky things are tending to happen. One of my favorite fall traditions is rewatching Over the Garden Wall, an animated show by Patrick McHale, which premiered on Cartoon Network 10 years ago. This is the 10-year anniversary of Over the Garden Wall. And in this video, I don't really have an elaborate essay written about the backstory of Over the Garden Wall, the many themes that the show tackles. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. No video on YouTube can do it justice. But I want to take some time to dissect some of the music, specifically some of my favorite songs from Over the Garden Wall. The songs of Over the Garden Wall were written by both the show's creator, Patrick McHale, and the band The Blasting Company, self-described as a Novu folk group out of California. I think what sticks with people the most about Over the Garden Wall is just how nostalgic it feels right on the onset. Even watching it for the first time, you feel like you've seen it a million times before. And that's by design. The writers, the musicians, the storyboard artists, they all gathered so many different ideas and references that were put into this show. You can tell that everybody absolutely loved the production. From referencing Betty Boop and iconic rotoscoping animation styles of the early 1900s, to music that spans from children's nursery rhymes to New Orleans-style jazz, to turn-of-the-century ragtime, this show just reeks of nostalgia, and it's awesome. The first song of the show, of course, is the intro Into the Unknown, which is performed by a singing frog playing the piano. Led through the mist by the milk light of moon, all that is lost is revealed. Our long bygone burdens, mere echoes of the spring. But where have we come, and where shall it end? If dreams can't come true, then why not pretend? How the gentle wind beckons through the leaves as autumn colors fall, dancing in a swirl of golden memories, the loveliest lies of all. It is just so good. So right off the bat, it's taking a lot of chord progression and harmony ideas from early 20th century popular music. The same stuff you would see in jazz standards of the times. A lot of 2/5-1s. But the way it's orchestrated, one with this thick piano texture, you're also playing most of the things lower on the piano. You've got your bass, your harmony filling the chords, and your melody all at the same time. So these super lush, simple chords really make you feel at home even in this unknown sort of place. It's also not afraid to go not necessarily out of key, but out of the traditional harmony. When we think of popular songs today, we think of just a couple chords, maybe the 1, 5, 6, and 4. And those can recreate a ton of pop songs. But in the harmonic style of those older songs, thinking of Gershwin, Cole Porter, Hoagie Carmichael, they would imply a lot of really cool harmonic things through chromatic movement in the voices, as well as just straight up going for more chromatic options, like using diminished chords. The main verse of the song does a great job of showcasing what I'm talking about. We start off pretty harmonically normal. Led through the mist by the milk light of moon, all that is lost is revealed. Then the second time, our long bygone burdens, mere echoes of the spring. That right there. We have, if you're gonna analyze it, it's sort of the diminished 7 of 5. We have this. It's a G diminished triad going to the 5 of the key back to 1, or 1 in this case. We haven't gone major yet. You just feel the longing pull, very nostalgic sounding. Then we do get to that major section, and it just opens up the whole world. So again, sort of adding some spice to these pretty standard chord progressions of the time that they're trying to emulate. We start with the 1, a chromatic walk up, very common, the 2 leading to the 5, and that's just a standard 2-5-1 to the minor. Major median, that's the 3 chord, so F major, which is now acting as the 5 to our B flat minor. So everything makes sense, right? This is the kind of music that Western theory is sort of not based on necessarily, but follows pretty rigidly. All this stuff has a label, but it still works so emotionally. Really, really cool. And of course, the lilting piano playing really adds a lot to the emotion of the song. The next song I want to talk about is Patient is the Night. Talk about super jazz standard sounding. I transcribed the first song myself a couple years ago, but looking for the sheet music on this, literally all I could find was a lead sheet, so you can tell how in the style it is. That really goes to show you how melodically driven these old standards are. When you can have just the chords and the melody, and you know what the song is, that means both of those things are iconic enough to be recognized by its most basic building blocks. Super lush, super fun to play. And just listen to how much that melody moves between around the octave it's singing. Among the fields of straw and stover, locked in till the work day is over, time's a gentle stream, longer than it seems, patient is the night. This one again takes a lot from the harmonic traditions of the time. We start on the 1 chord, among the fields of straw and stover, to a 6. We have the 2, clocked in till the work day is over, going up to a major, which is kind of fun. I know she's never late, still anxiously I wait. Patient is the night. Another 2-5, we have the E minor going to A. Then this would be the one we're going from D. Now from the D minor we would expect a G to take us into a new key, but it doesn't do that. We start with the D minor, and we do sort of a tritone substitution. We have a G sharp, which gives us an E major sound, E7. Time's a gentle stream, longer than it seems. I have a few more extensions on this chord, but that's all in the style. Then, as the melody stays stagnant, patient is the night, that's when we get a walk down in the bass. Patient is the night. So good. A return of the section. Oh, how I long to see her face now, her starry moonlit gaze now. I know she's never late, still anxiously I wait. Patient is the night. Or we get patient is the night. So a really simple melody, a really simple chord progression, but that's all you need to invoke the emotion of the song. It's also a cool herald of days gone by. Our main characters, Greg and Wirt, are in Pottsfield at this point, and this is the town that everybody is already dead and passed away. So alluding to this older time, this more simplistic time, along with the agriculture happening, the yard work that they're doing, it just really makes sense. It's so good. Come, wayward souls, and gather by the fire. The next song I want to talk about is maybe not everyone's favorite, but I think it is really, really cool with what it's doing. It is Come Wayward Souls, sung by the Beast in the show. The Beast is the dark, shadowy, antlered figure that follows the characters around as they traverse the unknown. What I really like about this piece is, again, it's pulling back to a different time, but I think it's also pulling from a specific composer. If you listen to the beginning, Come wayward souls and gather by the fire. This is super German art song to me, specifically from the composer Franz Schubert, who I've made a video about if you want to check that out. Schubert wrote a ton of music, but he is most known for his body of over 600 art songs and song cycles. And a lot of the songs explore really cool themes of life and death and love and loss, but what makes Schubert special is that the music has layers and layers of meaning to help that text be told. Check out one of his pieces called Ständchen. Super ominous, and again, it's using pretty simple chords of the time. Come Wayward Souls only uses 2 chords. It's an F minor, and it's a C7. A minor 1 and 5/7 back to that minor 1. The way it's orchestrated tells the audience a lot more than just the harmony. This one is sung operatically by the Beast, again alluding to that more art song German composer style. The instrumentation is just piano, so it's doing all the heavy lifting. You can hear the articulations. And it plays around with the voicing of the chords. It's not always... Towards the end, they lower the voicing to give it a more final sense, a sense of ending. We also do see a 3rd chord, a 4 chord, in this very ending section. It's so simple, yet so effective in what it's trying to do. Each song Over the Garden Wall does such a good job of not only keeping you entranced in the story, but making the world of the unknown seem lived in. From the opening ballad sounding mysterious and being played by a frog, to Patient as the Night being a not-so-subtle metaphor for death and what happens after death, while these characters are lost in basically purgatory, and to Come Wayward Souls alluding to older music traditions of demons and fairies and dark things in the woods. Besides the songs, the score for the show is also absolutely phenomenal, also done by the Blasting Company. Every music cue does a great job of painting the exact location and time period that's being referenced. My favorite is when our characters are in the Endicott Manor. It is very hoity-toity, Baroque era architecture, and that's reflected in the music. It's a very prim and proper, what sounds like a string quartet playing, and that doesn't happen anywhere else in the show. The same thing happens when we leave the unknown and we find out that Wirt was having a somewhat hallucination the whole time, which we're not totally sure about because the frog glows at the end, but that's besides the point. As Wirt is being pulled out of the unknown, coming back to consciousness, the songs start to take on more modern sensibilities. The introduction of 1960s folk rock with The Black Train, all the way to fully produced synthesizer tracks when we are fully awake or just about to be. So that was me talking about Over the Garden Wall for a while. I'm feeling super inspired. If you want to see me try and create some music that belongs in the Over the Garden Wall universe, check the video linked in the description below. What were your favorite pieces from Over the Garden Wall that I left out? I literally could talk at end about any one, I just had to choose a few for this video. I would love to keep the conversation going in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching this video. The best way to support this channel is to interact with the videos in some way, like, comment, share this to someone who loves Over the Garden Wall, or music analysis in general. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Happy fall, everybody.